talk about cluster sets. We're going to tell 4 different methodology of cluster sets. We start off today with deadlifts. That was a quality cluster set, meaning we're trying to drill in technique there. So what Jonathan did was 6 sets of 3 reps. It's about 70% of his max on the deadlift, resting 2 minutes between each rep, focusing on technique and maximum speed and acceleration while not bastardizing technique. It's a preset period of time and preset sets and reps. So the rest interval is 120 seconds. We're doing 6 sets, we're doing 3 sets. It's established ahead of time. If technique breaks down, that is failure at that point. We're not gonna take it beyond that. So, and then if he's just, say, got gassed, even though he's in great condition, so that didn't happen, but we would look at lengthening the rest intervals, or we would take weight off the bar. And quality cluster sets are very good for developing technique in your core lifts while getting a lot of volume done and not a whole lot of time. We are borrowing this from Olympic lifters, and there's been a lot of good research on you're able to produce more force this way. It was Jonathan Oliver out of TCU, went down to his office and met with him after I saw some of the research he was doing. It's amazing. And there you go, that's a quality cluster set. So we're focusing on drilling technique with those. We went to the lat pull downs where he faced away from the machine. You felt it in your lower lats a little more?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So anyways, what we did there is, for lack of a better term, we did a hypertrophy specific cluster set. So what we're doing there is Jonathan is picking a weight he can lift for 10 to 15 reps. He lifts the weight for 5 reps. Then he rests 15 seconds and he repeats the sequence. The objective here is to do this for 5 minutes. Now you can do it for a different period of time, but today, for the sake of this, we're in 5 minutes, okay? So if he can no longer do 5 reps, he remains on that rest interval of 15 seconds and drops it to 4 reps. When he can no longer do 4 reps, he remains on that rest interval and goes to 3 reps, and so on and so forth, all the way down to if he was doing 1 rep at the end. So on the last set though, let's just say, you know, someone in great condition like Jonathan here, and we're doing that, he's hitting his sets of 5 the whole way through, he would go an AMRAP as many reps as possible on that last set. So here's the key. You're gonna start whatever rep scheme you're using. It'd be 5, 6, whatever. You can rest 15, 20 seconds, whatever, 10, doesn't matter. And then each time you would hit momentary muscular failure, the next set you would drop a rep and keep going that way and complete that sequence for 5 to 6 seconds, and that's what we call a hypertrophy specific cluster set. Okay, after that we went to the row.
Yep.
Okay, so then what we're doing there is called a Jailhouse Strong cluster set, and what this means is he's doing 5 reps, okay, resting 20 seconds after each set, and he's going to do that for as many sets as possible. So he's going to pick a weight he can do anywhere from like 10, 15 reps with, and the goal there is to do as many sets as possible. So some lifters go past 5 minutes, and what you do ahead of time is set a goal like 5 or 6 minutes, and when you're able to complete that, later on you'd move up to a heavier weight. So that's how you progress it. So what we're doing there is open-ended though. So if he can go past 5 minutes, we're gonna go for a while, but it's a heavy enough weight where it's not gonna get ludicrous where he's going for 20 minutes or something. There's no way, knowing Jonathan, he was not gonna make 5 minutes, but I think he like 6 minutes and 30 seconds in is where he kind of met his match. So the objective here is you are setting a rep scheme, you're setting a specific rest interval, and you are going for as many sets as possible. If it becomes too easy and that 20-second rest interval feels like you can go on all day, just each set you can start cutting it down. Like, okay, you have 5 minutes, start resting 15 seconds. You know, you get that, no problem, start resting 10 seconds. You start resting 5 seconds and do things like that and get creative. But that's what's called a Jailhouse Strong cluster set. Okay, then we finish off with pull-ups. It's a total repetition cluster set. So the objective there would be to hit a specified rep scheme. So in this case, it was 50 reps. So what Jonathan does is do as many reps as possible each set, and at failure, you're gonna rest there. So you could, the way you could stop 1 rep shy of failure, whatever, but you're gonna do it, and you could take a specified rest period. In our case here, it was 15 seconds. After you hit rest 15 seconds, you do as many reps as you can, and you keep doing that till you hit 50 repetitions. So what you do with this type of cluster set, you set a target goal of reps, and then you set it like within a specific amount of time. So if you're gonna do it in 7 minutes, you need to hit 50, 70 reps, doesn't matter, in that 7 minutes. And once you achieve that, you can attempt more reps and improve the density, or you can add more resistance. Luckily, this workout didn't turn into a big cluster, you know what, it actually was very productive, and now we've introduced you to 4 different methods of cluster sets you can use in planning your workouts, and give them a try.